Hey y'all, my name is Beth. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist in the health promotion department at the University of Georgia Health Center, and today we are going to be talking about making a blenderless smoothie. So blenderless smoothie, great option if maybe you want to have a smoothie but you don't have a blender available to you, or maybe you live in a dorm, or maybe you just don't want to dirty up your blender because sometimes they're a pain to clean. So what we're going to need for this recipe is really not too much. So we need a container that has a tight fitting lid on it, so we're gonna shake it up, don't want it to leak, so I'm using a water bottle here. We're gonna make a matcha flavor, so we're gonna start with 1 cup of milk, your choice. Any type of milk is fine. I would go with something unsweetened and then add the sweetener to your taste. So we're gonna pour 1 cup in there. Also gonna put in a teaspoon of vanilla. So if you didn't want to keep vanilla on hand, like we said, maybe living in a dorm, don't have a lot of space, or you didn't have vanilla, you could also think about doing like an unsweetened vanilla flavored milk as well. A little bit of sweetener as well, so between 1 and 2 teaspoons. I'm using agave nectar because it's liquid and it's just something that I have around, but you could also use regular table sugar or honey or syrup, which would also be easy to blend in. About 1/2 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt. This is going to be a little tricky because my jar's lid is not very wide, but we'll make it through. So we're gonna add that in. That's gonna give us some good source of calcium, some protein, some carbs, all kinds of good stuff. So you can choose whatever you like. So if you wanted to do a non-dairy yogurt, you could definitely do that as well. And then we, of course, can't forget our matcha, because that is the star of the show. So we're gonna put in about a teaspoon. Matcha is kind of like a concentrated green tea, so it is caffeinated. And 1 teaspoon has a little bit less caffeine than a regular cup of drip coffee would be. So just keep that in mind as you're drinking matcha, is you don't wanna get too wired. And then finally, for some healthy fats, a little bit of protein, as well as good omega-3 fats, we're going to add in some ground flaxseed meal. So I got this one from Trader Joe's, but pretty easy to find, at most grocery stores, Kroger, wherever. And I think we'll put in about 2 teaspoons there. I spilled a little bit, so I'm not perfect. All of our ingredients here, and then we're just going to shake it up. Yogurt's really going to take the longest to kind of assimilate into the mixture. So you can see what it looks like here. And we're done. We're ready to go. So you can see that really just took a minute of adding all those ingredients together. It smells really good, and you can drink it straight out of your container, or you can pour it into a cup and enjoy.